Urara Reds of Japan against Manchester City of England for a place in the final of the 2023 FIFA Club World Cup here at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah. Ake. Grealish, the little lofted ball into the middle and turned on towards goal by Bernardo Silva. The room on that far side, Bernardo Silva. Towards goal, pushed over, Nishikawa with the save. The shot on goal, perhaps from here, and again, Nishikawa is equal to the task. Foden firing it towards goal. Stones. There's Nunes. Nunes looking for the return ball. Nunes across goal, turned into his own net. It's an own goal by Marius Højbjerg. Højbjerg able to turn it past Nishikawa for a most unfortunate own goal. Lovely diagonal ball forward. Mateo Kovacic is on the end of it. Kovacic to finish. 2-0. The run through the middle, away from the defender, and able to fire it past Nishikawa. Nunes on the chase. Pursued by Ogiwara. Nunes! Silva. And it creeps in. Past Shushika Nishikawa for a third goal for Manchester City. And Bernardo Silva has got it. Oscar Bob, can he turn this ball across? He can. But as with the shot that was charged down. Might fall kindly, Nakajima. First touch a bit too strong. And Edison racing out to make the block and the clearance. It is finished, Urara Reds 0. Manchester City 3.
Hello everyone, welcome to Saudi. It's FG. I am out here enjoying myself. I've caught up with a man who's wearing a very retro City shirt, Lee. Lee, how are you feeling about the Club World Cup final?
I'm so excited, I can't wait, you know. I've dreamt all my life since 25 years ago from being at Gillingham to being at the World Cup final. Bring it on.
Bring it on indeed, the vibes are so good here, but there is a member of the Matchday Live team who've got a bone to pick with. Turn round a minute. As you can see, he's got a signed shirt. Who didn't sign your shirt, Lee?
Well, only one person, but thanks for that, Paul. But you did a beautiful goal at Gillingham, so I will let you off. But can you please sign my shirt?
Well, there you go, Lee. It's been great speaking to you. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Come on. All right, I'm outside Saudi and I'm here with Adam. Adam, you looking forward to the game?
Yeah, can't wait, mate. It's been a bit of a mad one since Istanbul to here in Saudi, so looking forward to it.
From Istanbul to Saudi. You know what, right? It's not as hot as I thought. It's a bit windy, so apologies for the sound. Quick score prediction?
I reckon it's going to be 3-1 City.
Hey, we'll take a 3-1 Man City, won't we, right? See you on the other side.
Welcome to Matchday Live. Big thank you to FG. I hope he's having a wonderful time. Just outside Saudi.
Just outside Saudi.
Just outside Saudi, wherever he is in the world. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Matchday Live. It is the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup final. Yeah, I had it the first time.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why I doubted myself there. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today as Manchester City look to become the first ever English club to win the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Super Cup and the Club World Cup in the same calendar year. We are so happy to have you all, and I'm so happy to have you all with us as well, because the last time the four of us were together was a certain party in Istanbul after the Champions League. So very much looking forward to the show today. Welcome to Nedum.
Good to see you.
Welcome, Steph.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and thank you, Shaun Wright-Phillips.
No problem, that.
Yes, I can't believe it. That feels like it was yesterday as well. I still often wonder if I'm still hungover from that night out, to be honest, Steph.
Still are, to be honest.
But it's because of that we are here this evening. So 6 p.m. UK time kickoff for the game. Steph, I'm really glad that you're here because obviously you're on your winter break now. So what have you done with your first few days off?
You know what? I've actually just been shopping and bought presents. That's all I've actually done, trying to get sorted for Christmas. But it's nice to have a little bit of time with the family. Going to go home for Christmas, which will be nice. And yeah, here with you guys. So yeah, pretty perfect, to be honest.
Oh, I She's a good one. She's a good one. Yeah, well, we're very happy
just want
to
a
have
drink
you.
later,
Yes,
that's
We're very happy to have you here. And we're very happy to have our fans from around the world joining us as well. Hello to you all. Give us a wave. And there in the middle is our Brazilian football expert, Tim Vickery. He's going to be giving us all of the lowdown on Fluminense a little bit later. And, of course, Brazilian football and what this trophy means out in Brazil as well. So we're very much looking forward to speaking to Tim. And, of course, all of our friends from all around the world. Hello to you all. It's so lovely to see you all. Hi. OK, so it is time now for the all-important team news for this evening's final. So let's have a look at your Manchester City starting 11. So I can tell you that there are 3 changes from the team that won in the semi-finals. So it is Edison, Walker, of course, captain, Stones, Diaz, Ake, Rodri, Lewis, Silva, Foden, Grealish and Alvarez. So that is Diaz, Lewis and Alvarez in for Akanji, Kovacic and Nunes. The substitutions, Stefan Ortega, Carson, Phillips, Kovacic, Gomez, Gvardiol, Akanji, Nunes, Bob. And then I'm loving seeing some of the names on the kids there. You've got Max Elaine, you've got Sissoko, and of course Micah Hamilton, who scored in the Champions League just a few weeks ago now. So that is your Manchester City starting 11 for today's game. So 3 changes from that semi-final game. Of course, you were here in the studio for that game. Shaun, what do you make of the changes, first of all? So Diaz, Lewis and Alvarez coming in.
I think they're good changes. I think with this game coming up, it's going to be completely different to the game that we obviously just won in. I think they sat back a lot, which I don't think Fluminense are going to do exactly the same thing. So to have Rico in there a bit more defensive-minded, then I would say Kovacic and the Nunes will help out.
Rico Lewis's role in this team continues to grow and strengthen. He's become a real part of the core players for this team now, Steph.
Yeah, I think he showed his importance over the last few games. I think, obviously, we predominantly thought he would be playing right back a little bit more, but he's kind of made that number 8 role his own at this moment in time. And I think the team that City are playing tonight, I think they're going to be very agile. They're going to look to kind of link up, and he's got so much agility in there in terms of a midfielder that can get around, and he does that himself. That's what he brings to the team. But I'm really happy for him because I think he's taken his chance, and Pep seems to like him, so hopefully he has a good game tonight.
How would you describe the position that he's been playing recently, Nedum?
How would I describe it?
Yes.
That's a great question. How would I describe something I've not seen before? I think it shows his versatility, but it also shows his ability, his adaptability and his understanding for the game, because for every time he plays in a midfield area, the manager would expect certain things from him. And I think each game itself is actually quite different. And also, it depends who's playing behind, because maybe there's a chance for John Stones to step into midfield today. So does Rico become higher, or is he lower? I think exactly. So it depends on the partnerships behind. But I think his adaptability just makes him, so invaluable for this team, because he could play full back, he could play right back, left back, but he can also play a 6, play an 8. And to have that sort of ability at that age, to be playing in a side that's potentially going to be like, the best club in the world in a few hours' time, hopefully, I think says a lot about him and his position.
Do you think that there's a chance that John Stones will move up with Rico being in the team as well, or do you think he'll play more of a classic centre-back? Classic now, we call it.
Yeah.
The old school centre-back used to be stay there.
I remember the last time he's even played that way.
Yeah.
But can you remember the last time he's played that way? It just seems like he's always played this centre-back hybrid sort of way. No, I think he will step in. And I think that will help us within the midfield to overload it a bit more. And that way, I think the wingers will be able to stay a bit wider to create those gaps in the middle.
So looking at the back four, Walker, Stones, Diaz and Ake. Is Ake, do you think, is he your preferred option for that kind of left side, Steph? Because obviously we've tried a few different options there.
I think so, personally. I think just off last season alone, I think he was unbelievable. I mean, I pick out some games like Arsenal at home against Saka, and Saka didn't really get that much into the game because of Ake's ability 1v1, and especially at the Emirates as well. But yeah, I think we've obviously tried Guardiola there, and he's done really well for coming into the team and not really being that experienced as a left-back. But I think Ake and Jack Grealish have probably a better relationship down that left-hand side, and they kind of know each other a little bit more. So I'm actually really pleased for him that he's starting tonight. I think he's probably had to wait his turn a little bit, and I think you'll probably see his best when he is in that left-back position.
And talking about Grealish there as well, the way that he links up with Ake, but also him as a player this season, he seems to be growing into the season and picking up form and getting better and better as we're going along the season.
Yeah, I think you can tell with Jack that he just needs that little bit more confidence, and I think just even scoring that goal against Luton to get the 3 points, probably like it shows in his performance that he isn't getting a bit more confident. And yeah, he does get doubled up a lot, and that's what a lot of the wingers do at this football club. But look, he's starting to produce goals and assists, which is what everybody looks at him to do, but he does a lot more than that in the game. He creates space for other people, and he keeps a hold of the ball, and his ball retention's really good. So yeah, I'm really happy for him, but I think hopefully he can do some magic tonight.
Absolutely, yes, and see him lifting another trophy would be lovely. Other players that seem to be growing into the season, growing into form. I've been so impressed with Phil Foden, particularly over the last few games. What have you made of his progress this season?
No, I think it's been good. And this season itself, we're talking about little pockets of time and feeling like it's lasted a bit longer, because, say, some of the other players we were talking about, like Jack was injured for probably a third of the season, and he's sort of been in and out and so on. But Phil, he's more or less been available. He's got the right sort of people around him. Obviously, he's probably missing the big number 9 at this moment in time to assist and so on. But you know, this is somebody that's played for this team for so many years. You know, this is the most decorated academy player the club's ever had, probably the Premier League's ever had as well. So yes, he's developing, he's getting better, and I think he's like anyone else. Once you're in a side and you feel settled, you can bring out the best football that you can. And you know, this is one of the best players in world football, so it makes sense to me.
Oh, and hopefully he's lifting this world trophy
Would be nice.
This evening. By the way, when I was doing my research for this game, I found a random FIFA rule that I thought you might like. No player who was left out of so if you weren't in the 23-man squad for the semi-final, FIFA don't let you play in the competition for the game after. So if you weren't in the squad for the semi, you're not allowed by the rules to be in the squad for the final.
That feels to me. I don't think it's that wild, just because that's the way they'd run their international tournaments as such anyway, if you know what I mean. Like, you pick, this is the squad of 23, and even though you only play 14, 15 players or whatever, like, that's the grouping. So if you enter a tournament with that group of people, you don't bring someone in to replace them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
okay. Like England, that's what it is. It's a FIFA tournament, so.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's what it is.
Yes, thank you.
If you're the 24th person trying to sneak in, like, well, good luck to you.
Trying to sneak into
the squad.
Yes.
Like, you're probably not going to play.
Trying to get a call.
Yeah, you're probably not going to play it, yeah.
Hi, everybody, again, to everybody on the React To wall, our fans from around the world. Lovely to see you all. Right, I've got a quick challenge for you all. You've got just less than 10 minutes. Are you all ready? Thumbs up, I've got a challenge. So, I want you all to go off, run around your house and come back with your favourite Manchester City shirt.
Except Tim Vickery, of course.
Except Tim Vickery.
You can stay exactly where you are.
Does not need to produce
you can stay exactly where you are, Tim.
So, and Waits is already picking through because I know how many he's got. So, right, that's your challenge. We're going to come back to you shortly. Your favourite Manchester City shirt. We're keeping our fans around the world nice and busy this evening.
She's got
and
ones,
yes, there was so Waits. So you see his rail in the background there. He's got so many, and he keeps them in the plastic sheets as well, which is just like so respectful. Yes, love it. So you mentioned Tim Vickery there. He was on our React To wall. He is not a Manchester City fan from around the world. He is indeed a Brazilian football expert who lives in Brazil, and we are so thrilled that he can join us this evening. Good evening, Tim.
Good evening. Unlike Steph, I haven't got round to doing my Christmas shopping yet because of this game. It just doesn't let me. It's so big over here. I'm just come back now from doing a TV show, 2.5 hours, one subject, Fluminense against Manchester City. This is a huge, huge game over here.
Wow, that's so interesting, Tim. So is the Club World Cup always big in Brazil, regardless of what South American club is playing in it?
It's the highlight of the club calendar, because it gives the South American champions a chance to have their crack at those rich cousins from across the other side of the Atlantic, you know, those names that they only see on TV. So Fluminense at the moment are living the dream. Like City, they're a grand old club who've had their ups and downs, and they are continental champions for the first time. So it's the first time that they're in this. And I have to tell you, I'm really looking forward to it. So we've had this format since 2005. This is the last year with this format. And we've had 3 South American successes, all Brazilian. And they've all been the same. They've all been 1-goal wins by teams who have fought from a trench and just broken out once or twice and managed to score a goal and then hang on for grim death. And that's really been the pattern of this. Either you get that, we've had it 3 times, or you get an easy European win or a relatively easy European win. Neither of those are great for the neutrals. This one could be different. Fluminense's game is not hanging off their own crossbar like a team of bats and then breaking out and then retreating again. They want the ball. They want to have the ball. They want to play. Now, the circumstances of the game, they've never faced opposition this good before. It might force them to be a little bit more conservative, but that's not what they want to do. They want to have the ball. They want to work their intricate passing movements. And so we really have the prospect of an open, attractive game, one that will be interesting not only for the fans of City and Fluminense, but also for the neutrals.
Okay. It's so interesting to hear that. I mean, we're really looking forward to finding out a little bit more about them. But in terms of the Club World Cup in Brazil and what it means, you mentioned there about the close win. And I know that the last time a Brazilian club won it was in 2012 Corinthians when they beat Chelsea. And that was 1-0 in the final. If you think back to them, what were the celebrations like when a Brazilian team wins the Club World Cup?
Well, as I said, I've just come back from Brazilian TV now. And they're all, some of them, the ones who aren't Fluminense fans, are worried about them winning because it's going to ruin their Christmas. Because what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to do the airport run. They're going to have to go to the airport and cover all the scenes when the team comes back. It will be mental. And it's mental when they go, when thousands and thousands of fans go off to the airport to send them off and wish them luck. If they come back with the trophy, a massive parade through the city streets, it's going to be absolutely wild. So there are quite a few there who support other teams who, for a quiet life and a peaceful family Christmas, are hoping that City win.
Would it be seen as a celebration for Brazilian football? Would rivals of other teams be proud of Brazil, or is the rivalry still in play?
The rivalry is very, very much.
Okay.
The presenter of this show that I've just been doing, and she can't say it on air, but she's hoping to cheer when the 5th City goal goes in. So yeah, the rivalry is immense. There was a kind of prototype of this tournament here in Rio in 2000. United, you might have heard of them. They came over for it, missed the FA Cup, and that they were playing against Vasco da Gama, one of the other big Rio teams. And Vasco's big rivals, Flamengo, they set up a joint Flamengo-Vasco fan club. They even rented an office. They got T-shirts printed. They did everything to cheer on Vasco da Gama against Manchester United, to cheer on United against Vasco, because they really, really didn't want their rivals to win. So yes, there are some who will say, I want any Brazilian team to win, but Fluminense's rivals really want to see them get spanked.
I think we can appreciate that, to be honest, Tim. Yes, we can appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're going to come back to you in just a little minute. We're going to find out the team for today, and then we'll get all of the details of the Fluminense team from you. So thank you so much to Tim Vickery, our Brazilian football expert there. We've got our fans from around the world back on our React To wall. How have you all got on? Are you ready to show me your favourite City shirt ever? Okay, go. Oh, we've got a Grealish one. We've got that's a Chinese New Year shirt. I loved that shirt this year. Oh, is that a goalkeeper? When was the purple orange one? I forget the year. I've got an Ake shirt. I'm loving that. We've got, a classic 99 blue home shirt there as well. Loving that. Waits is wearing last year. Is that a Champions League winning shirt, Waits? Give us a thumbs up. Treble shirt. Of course, he's got his treble shirt. Love that. We got Robbie Turk, number 6 shirt. Turn that one round for us. Let's see the front of it, Robbie. 6. Oh, a classic one. You'll recognise that one, guys.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got the one in the bottom left as well. So good variety there. Very much liking that. If you were choosing one from there, Nedum?
Well, it'd have to be the one which I wore. You know what I mean? I can't pick any others, can I?
Of course. Did you wear that one when you scored in the Champions League?
I never scored in the Champions League. Don't do that.
I mean, the Europe, sorry.
It's the UEFA Cup. It's the UEFA Cup now. Don't do that. Let's not humiliate me on this show as well. It was the UEFA Cup, and it was against Copenhagen, but we don't need to talk about that.
yet. We're saving that for February. Thank you to all of you. Love those shirts. Brilliant work. We'll speak to you all very, very shortly. If you would like to send us any questions, as always, you can use our WhatsApp number. Send in your questions for our guests about today's game. Indeed, if you've got a question for Tim as well, he will be here, a Brazilian-specific question, or indeed anything that you'd like to ask our guests about Christmas or anything going on in their lives. Send them through to us. I'll get through as many as I can. Right, we've had the Manchester City team news already, so it is time for the Fluminense team for this evening. And their team for this evening is Fabio, Xavier, Andre, Martinelli, Ganzo, Keno, Marcello, Cano, Arias, Melo, and Nino, who is the captain. So that is the Fluminense team for this evening. That team is unchanged from the team that, of course, won their semi-final. So we will, of course, bring Tim back into the chat.
Can I ask him some questions?
Yes, you can. Go.
Tim, how does this team end up falling on a place where they've got 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds, but then also 22-year-olds? Is there nothing in the middle for Fluminense?
That's what South American football has become. It's become a little bit of a donut. It's like an export industry where you get youngsters on the way up who are probably going to be sold. And for a few of them, this might be their last game for Fluminense. You've got the veterans, Marcelo of Real Madrid, Felipe Melo, who played all across Europe. You've got them coming back to finish off their career. And you don't have a great deal in the middle. So it's a little bit like a donut.
Because, the ages, I was looking at this and it made me think of you two, to be honest.
No,
yeah.
hold on.
Fabio is not there. Oh, not you, Steph. Not you, Steph. Yeah. Fabio is 43 and he's playing today in the Club World Cup final. Hold on. Melo is 40 and he's playing centre-back.
What's that got to do
in
with
the Club
me?
World Cup?
Yeah, well, he's going to find out at the end of the game how his body feels.
Seriously, how are they at 40 years old to be playing centre-back, which is older than you? He must be seriously looking after himself.
Older than us. Tim, if you don't mind asking, has Felipe Melo, he's been playing centre-back in this tournament, I believe. Is this something he's done since he returned to Fluminense, or is this just for this tournament itself?
No, he did it. So he's been doing it for a few years now. He did it with Palmeiras, who are also the South American champions, and played in this a couple of times. So it's become his position. If they're chasing the game, it's a very interesting coach, Fernando Diniz. Really, really interesting. And if they're chasing the game, second half, one of the things they often do is take him off. And Andre, the holding midfielder, has been linked with Liverpool, will definitely be moving on in January. He comes in and covers that space as well. And this really has to be a 15, 16-man team, because there are some players there who won't last 90, let alone 120. Marcelo, Paulo Hickey-Ganso, the number 10, lovely left foot, like radar, but he's not quick at the best of times. These players, they won't last 90 minutes. So Fluminense will certainly, and they know this, they got their substitutions well worked out. They're going to have to look to their bench during the course of this game.
And which players for them would you say are going to stand out the most to you in this sort of setup against this Man City side?
First, I'm going to tell you about the general idea, because the general idea is what makes them so interesting. What the coach wants to do, he wants to have the ball. He'll play out from the back. And then often he will bring the entire team over to one side, over to one flank. So you'll see both the wingers operating close together. Marcelo will play from left back rather than at left back. You'll find him on the right wing next to the other fullback. So they'll look to overload down one flank, trying to pass their way through, or working suddenly a surprise switch to the other flank. So it's a very, very unstructured approach. The problem with that confuses the opposition. But when it breaks down, they don't have a lot of defensive structure. And really, Al Ahly, the African champions, should have put them away on Monday in the first semi-final. They had enough chances to do that. Now, in that system, Andre was linked with Liverpool in the summer, big money offer there, and as I say, he's certainly going. He is an absolutely key man, the holding midfielder. He reminds me a little bit of Javier Mascherano, once of Liverpool and Barcelona. He's has to take responsibility. He's receiving the ball in difficult circumstances, under pressure. He's got to play it first, second time. He'll link the play together. He's also defensively, he's got a lot of room to cover. So he's fundamental. Up front, a veteran striker, Argentinian, Herman Cano, the number 14. He's, 35 now? He's gone all around Latin America, always scoring goals and never being noticed. It was usually small teams. And also, he's one of those strikers who just makes it look easy. One touch, two touch, in. So he's not flashy. Finally now, with Fluminense, he's getting recognition. He's a really important player. But for me, the most important player in the team, the little Colombian, the number 21, John Arias, who nominally is a winger, but he'll also tuck back into midfield. He can run all day, squat little figure, turns extremely well. He can turn and quickly take 2 or 3 men out the game. So he's the link between Andre as the holding midfielder and Cano as the striker. He's often the main supply line. Good set piece, good taker of set pieces as well. And if I can mention one more off the bench, John Kennedy, presidential name, and he's making a name for himself in his own right. He's a young striker who keeps coming off the bench and scoring vital goals in the big games. He seems to have the head for the big games. And what's interesting about him, quick little striker, 2-footed, makes space, get his shot off. He's calm in front of goal. So when they're looking to get back into the game or to win the game late on, John Kennedy is surely going to be coming on.
Tim, it's so fascinating to hear about these players that we don't know a lot about, but that we're going to be seeing. Of course, you mentioned him, and Shaun, the name that we all know, of course, is Marcelo. We've so many years that he had at Madrid. I mean, 29 trophies. He won 6 Club World Cups with them as well. 29 trophies. Wow, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. So we know a lot about him. But interesting to hear Tim saying there that he might not operate just as a left back as well. Are you excited to see what he does?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see the way they're going to play, especially after what obviously Tim said. But in my head, I was thinking, does that work when they don't have the ball as much? I think when they have the ball, then it's something that it can be done. But it's City are going to keep the ball. So the ones that just about can last 90 minutes may last less than that now because they're used to having it. Now they're going to be chasing it. So they might not even get that far. So it is set up to be a very interesting game because we know they don't want to sit back. And we know City don't really want an open, frantic game. They like good control of the game. So looking forward to this game.
Marcelo scored against us as well. About 10 years ago, probably when you were both still playing.
Yeah.
Marcelo scored against us.
I don't remember it.
Let's just have a little look.
I won't know.
I mean, that's not a bad finish, right? We'll be hoping we don't see that tonight,
Yeah, less of that tonight, please.
In terms of possession, Tim, Fluminense had the highest possession of any team in the Brazilian leagues. Of course, that is something we say about City as well. We always have the highest possession. How do you see that playing out? Which team do you imagine is going to concede the possession?
Well, Shaun has hit the nail on the proverbial. This is a level of opposition that Fluminense have never come up against, and you just don't know under pressure. Are the players going to be able to stay faithful to their idea, or are they going to panic and just get behind the ball because they don't know what else to do? So my question for you and your illustrious panel is this a City side who are able to press with the intensity of City at their best, who will therefore impose their game on Fluminense? Are City capable of pressing the way that they've done when they've been playing at their best?
What do you think, Steph?
I think with the team that they've selected, as in Pep selected, I think they've got potential to try and grab the game as quick as they possibly can. And I think the games that City have really played well is when we've pressed really high and we've managed to get that goal. Maybe in the last few Premier League games we haven't really been able to get on top early enough to then carry on with that control. But I think you look at like Alvarez and Foden, Bernardo, even like Bernardo's running stats that Callum was talking about before. I think you've got players that have got a lot of energy that can go and do that press. And for me, I mean, obviously when we're speaking about the players for Fluminense, I think it's exciting. Obviously, it's unexpected for us that we never really watch them as much, but obviously the players as well. And I think it's a good position for the boys to be in, is that you kind of go into something that's going to be unexpected and you've got to perform at the highest level.
I think it will be interesting because whatever you look at on film doesn't necessarily mean you'll have a full understanding and feeling when it actually arrives in the game itself. Because a lot of the players within that team, like you could see Marcelo, you've seen him before, but Marcelo's on the right wing now. Yeah. So where am I supposed to be? You know, so you have to make that sort of adjustment in game to sort of figure out what their tendencies are. And I don't think City will necessarily hit the nail on the head from the get-go, but I think they're adaptable enough to be able to manage it once they figure out what the general patterns are. And then from there, they'll want to have possession and so on. But this, in some ways, reminds me of certain games this season where City have come up against teams who want to have possession as well, and these end up being high-scoring affairs. Yeah. So to pretend to be neutral for literally 5 seconds, you know, it will be a very, very exciting game. But then to put the City hat back on, City have enough quality to be able to manage most of those games and situations. So I think it will be a high scorer. And I think it'll be the most exciting part will probably be the start of it, where both teams try and figure each other out.
Shaun?
I'm going to echo what both of them said. I agree with what Steph said, but I also agree with what Ned said. I'm just really excited, like, as we always are when we're the dream team back in the finals again, isn't it? Like,
just ask Tim, was the Vasco da Gama game, did Romario play for them?
He did, yeah.
Is this when he dinked one over a defender when it got played to him? Listen.
Correct.
As a child, I was trying that. Never managed to do it, 20-something years on. But I remember watching that thinking, wowee, that is special, to say the very least, yeah. Remember that clear as day.
Hopefully today's game will give us similar memories. You know,
yeah.
In 20 years, we'll be remembering things that happened today. And I think we're all really looking forward to it. I've never looked forward to a final of this competition as much as I'm looking forward to this one. I can't see Fluminense being able to defend against City. I do see that as a problem. When in the semi-final of our Champions League, the Libertadores, they're up against a team, another Brazilian team, Internacional, with Enner Valencia. Don't know if you remember him, the Ecuadorian World Cup striker, had a great World Cup, but played for West Ham, played for Everton, and they couldn't cope with him. And Valencia had so many clear opportunities to put the game to bed, and he missed them all. But I remember when I was watching that game, thinking, you know, when they come up against European champions, they're unlikely to be as wasteful. So this, for me, is the key aspects of the game. When the move breaks down for Fluminense, will they be able to defend against City's transitions? Will they be able to defend against the quality that City will put out against them, because they haven't come up against anything remotely like it?
Thank you so much, Tim. I was excited before we started talking to you, but I'm even more excited now. So thank you so much for your insight there. We very, very much appreciate it. Was there anything else you think we needed to know, or did we cover it?
I think we've covered most of it. My worry from a City point of view will be if the press isn't tight, isn't good, then Fluminense will find a way to play through it. And they're a side who, because the finishing can be so good, and Cano, the centre forward, and John Kennedy when he comes on, in the big games they haven't tended to need many chances to score goals. So that's a worry for City, you know. And when I've been watching City a little bit recently, I've thought, well, the passing perhaps is not quite as slick. It can be sloppy at times, and the intensity of the press. When look at the number of goals City have conceded this season in the Premier League, more than Arsenal and Liverpool. So any hope for Fluminense, I think, comes from that. If City's press is not quite there, then Fluminense will find a way to play through it. And if they can get chances, they've got good finishers in front of goal. But I'm far more worried for Fluminense than I am for City, because I think for Fluminense defending against what City can throw against them, it's going to be very tough.
Sorry, Tim, just one last one for me. I'm sorry I've asked so many questions. I just find it fascinating.
He loves you, Tim.
Honestly, I do love you. That little man, Chris. That voice has been so familiar for so long. But if most people would agree that Man City represent the best team in Europe or one of the best teams in Europe for the last few years. Is that the same in Fluminense right now, or was that just the year which just went their way?
Yeah, no, I think more the latter. The best teams on Flamengo and Palmeiras, two other Brazilian. Brazil is absolutely dominating because it's got more money. That they divvied up the previous 4 Champions Leagues over here. Fluminense, they've ridden their luck quite a few times in the second round match, in the semi-final, in the Libertadores, and in the semi-final on Monday against Al Ahly. But they've ridden their luck, and maybe today is the day that luck runs out. They're certainly a very interesting side. On song, they're a side for the purists. But if you look at the goals against column, you know, and the sides that win leagues, often that's one of the things you always look at. How many goals are they conceding? I don't see them. They haven't really been in a running to win the Brazilian league because they concede so many. Hence the fact that I'm worried about how they're going to cope with Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, and so on.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much for your time. We very, very much appreciate it.
You seem so happy from what Tim said.
I love hearing like the detailed insight of something that I didn't know a lot about, and now I feel much more educated.
I can give you some detailed insight from talking to the Paraguay manager a few months before the 2006 World Cup. And I asked him, which England players are you worried about? Because Paraguay were playing England in the first game. And he gave me 1 or 2. And then he said, Wright-Phillips. Shaun Wright-Phillips.
Hey! What a story. That's awesome.
Amazing. Shaun was singled out by the Paraguayan manager.
Singled out, yeah, danger man. We better
Must
not
have been
him
doing
first.
something right then, eh?
Yes, you were.
Awesome.
Yes, you were. I remember that. Tim, thank you so much again. We really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the game.
Thank you. I certainly will. Can't wait. Bring it on.
We'll be back. Well, we are going to come back to you later, Tim. Sorry, that made me sound like I was letting you go. Do stay there in case we get any questions about Brazilian tactics and stuff. But we will be coming to you. So thank you so much to Tim. Love that. You all learned something. I know you did there. So that was brilliant. Thank you so much. And talking about learning things, I learned a lot about Karen Bardsley last week because Karen Bardsley was on Mastermind, the real Mastermind. Just absolutely incredible. I love Karen Bardsley. What an incredible person she is as well. She came a respectable second when she was on it. Well, to honour that, we simply had to put her to the test in our own take on Mastermind.
Hello and welcome to a special episode of Matchday Mastermind. I'm joined by contestant Karen Bardsley. Karen, how are you feeling?
I'm good. It feels kind of weird being back in a black chair.
The general knowledge is actually going to come first, but by pure chance, all of your questions are on the FIFA Club World Cup.
Right.
So, without further ado, your time starts now. Which club has won the FIFA Club World Cup the most?
Real Madrid.
Yes. Which current City player has won the FIFA Club World Cup with 2 other teams?
Kovacic.
Correct, did it with Chelsea and Real Madrid. Which nation are Fluminense from?
Brazil.
Nice. How many English teams have won the Club World Cup?
3.
Yes. City play Fluminense in tonight's final. I've started, so I'll finish.
Oh, no, you didn't. Go on, George.
City play Fluminense in tonight's final. Which of their current squad has won the tournament previously with Real Madrid?
Oh, my gosh. I feel like I'm going to forget his name. Marcelo?
Oh, 5 out of 5, Karen. That's fantastic.
Oh.
No passes, 5 correct scores. Before we get into your specialist subject, can we push you for a score prediction tonight?
Oh, golly. I'm going to say 3-1 to City.
Nice.
Feeling confident.
Yeah, feeling confident. That's what we like to hear. Well, hopefully you're feeling just as confident when we move on to your specialist subject. So can you tell us what you've decided your specialist subject is going to be?
It's Steph Houghton.
Your specialist subject, Karen Bardsley?
Yep.
Your time starts now. Where did Steph start her senior career?
Sunderland.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
That's 1. You've got 1. Who did Steph join City from?
Arsenal.
Yes. Tough one here. How many City appearances has Steph made so far?
Oh my goodness.
We'll allow it within 10.
It has to be up there. I mean, it's got to be like 280 or something.
Oh, 239. 239.
Sorry, Steph.
Next question. When Steph was on Mastermind herself, what was her specialist subject?
Towie.
Excellent. Next question. What is Steph's favourite thing to do on a Friday night? Oh. I've started, so I'll finish.
Right.
What is Steph's favourite thing to do on a Friday night just before Christmas?
Oh, just before Christmas on a Friday night. Oh no, I feel like I should know this. I don't know. It's going to be something like wrap presents. I really don't know.
Well, unfortunately, it's incorrect. Her favourite thing to do on a Friday night just before Christmas is to be a special guest on Matchday Live ahead of Manchester City's FIFA Club World Cup final against Fluminense.
Oh, of course. Right. I should have known that.
Probably the easiest question on there, to be honest.
I think she's lying.
But Karen Bardsley, you scored 3 on that round, and with the 5 from the general knowledge, you finish Matchday Mastermind on a very respectable 8 points.
Oh, brilliant.
Very good, Karen Bardsley. Were you aware that Karen was going to choose you as her specialist?
No, I didn't, but she's lived with us for 2 years, so I hope that I would have been up there with one of her choices. It wasn't Will Ferrell that she chose, actually, on Mastermind.
We need this explanation about why your specialist subject on Mastermind was Towie.
You know what? I get absolutely caned for being on Mastermind. It was like 2015, and I wanted to do football, but they were like, no, you can't do it because of your job. And then my husband was like, just do some like rubbish TV programmes that you watch. And I, at the time, I was watching Towie, so I can always remember trying to revise all the Towie episodes, and I was terrible.
How many did you get on Towie?
Probably about 2 or 3. It was a joke. I've never ever been so nervous at all. I'm glad you actually keep us on this sofa, because I wouldn't have went back on there.
And of course, this is your favourite place to be on a Friday night.
Yeah, of course it is.
See, she was not lying, Karen. She wasn't lying. Well, thank you so much. We love that. Congratulations to Karen Bardsley there as well. So we're going to welcome back our fans from all around the world. How are you all? Thumbs up, all good? Lovely. Right, we're going to go over to Waits. Waits is in China. We love Waits. He's a regular on our React To wall. Waits, what are the fireworks?
I really don't know.
He's from his phone.
That was absolutely wonderful. Waits, who do you think is going to win tonight?
Absolute City.
Yes, Waits.
Waits, wanted to send lots of love as well, because you were telling me about an earthquake that's happened near where you live. So sending you lots of love. You and your family are safe?
Yeah, we are all safe, but lots of my people, my hometown people died. So, yeah.
Well, we're all sending you lots of love, Waits, and it's lovely, as always, to see you.
Thank you.
See you. You are a hardcore as it comes, Manchester City fan from halfway around the world. Thank you so much to Waits. Right, let's see if we've got anybody that's... So we've gone from China. Let's come back. Have we got... We've lost them.
Oh.
Hello. I was about to say if we've got anyone from Manchester, but I know you're from Manchester. What's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole, good evening. How are you?
Hi, you okay? I'm good.
We're really good, Nicole. Thank you. What sort of game are you expecting tonight? Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, City, 100%, definitely.
Can you give us a score prediction?
3-0 City.
I like your confidence, Nicole. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello there. Hi, gents. Christmas hat. Hi. Give us a wave.
Hello. Hello.
What's all of your names?
I'm Shaun.
I'm Moila.
And I'm Andrew.
Andrew, I'm liking the classic City shirt there. Are you a fan of Shaun, Wright and Nedum?
Oh, huge.
Right answer. Correct. That's
Right
for a point.
answer.
Love that.
We like that.
Richie Dunn is my man.
Yeah, it's mine too, to be fair. It's mine too.
Are you in Ireland?
Yes, we are, yeah.
There we go. Richard Dunn, of course. Thank you so much. Right, France, hello. Hi, Nellie.
Hi.
You're in France. Your name is not France.
I'm from Paris.
Yes, you're in Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it like being a Manchester City fan in Paris?
It's hard because of the PSG fan, but it's better to be a City fan, I think.
we definitely all agree, yes. Give us your score prediction.
I'd say 3-1.
3-1. We like that. Lots of positivity on the wall this evening. Of course there is. Good evening, Jackson. Unmute yourself quick, Jackson.
Good evening.
Hi. Where are you in the world?
USA.
In the Be more specific.
Virginia.
Virginia, okay. Because I know that both of these have played in America, so...
but not in Virginia.
But not in Virginia. Not in Virginia for you either. No. What's Virginia like right now? What's the weather like? Is it snowy? Is it wintry? Is it nice?
Wintry, cold, sunny.
Oh, sounds lovely. What sort of game are you expecting?
Hopefully City can control the game and get the W.
We agree.
Get the dub, yes.
We love that. We love that.
Get the dub.
Thank you for joining us from Virginia. Oh, hello, super close up. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Natalie. How are you?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful, having a wonderful evening. Where are you in the world?
I'm in Lincolnshire.
In Lincolnshire, okay. And that is a very classic 99 home shirt you are wearing.
Oof.
Yeah, I wore this at the playoff final in '99.
Well, we are all going out after this show with Paul Dickoff for some Christmas drinks. So, yes, we probably need lots of luck there. Yeah, Shaun's looking worried. From '99 through to the Club World Cup, what a journey you've had.
Oh, it's fantastic. I have to pinch myself that we are, as we are, you know, being so successful after so many years not being.
Of course. And do you expect us tonight to win and to officially be the best team in the world?
I really think we will win. Yeah, I'm very much confident that we were going to win tonight, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to all of the fans that have joined us from around the world. Good evening. Hello there.
Hello, you all right?
Hiya. What's your name?
That's Robbie.
Robbie, where in the world are you?
Chelmsford, Essex.
In Essex? Steph?
Yeah.
Who's in Essex?
The only way is Essex getting some answers.
Robbie, thank you for joining us. How long have you been a City fan?
All my life. My dad supported him as a boy, so I was growing up in school a City fan, and yeah, it was a tormentual time.
It's worked out well for you, though. Like, you stuck with us, and now happy times. Are you expecting to see City lift the trophy tonight?
Yeah, expecting to see it. I think probably about 5-1 will do it. Yeah, we're at the final in Istanbul, so to see us Club World Cup. So yeah, it's all good.
5-1, Robbie. I take that right now. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Hello there, Ireland. Ireland has sent a WhatsApp question in. Okay, give us your question.
Right, so we're just wondering if people consider their Club World Cup to be as important as the Champions League.
As important as the Champions League? That's a great question. Okay, what do you think?
Well, you need to win the Champions League first, so you could argue the Champions League is more important to start with. But then from once you get the opportunity, then yeah, this is absolutely an honour. Like, you see the gold patch to be wearing in the centre of your chest, the chance to say you played in that game, chance to play against teams from outside of just your confederation as well. Like, most people would love to play in this game, but they don't think about it enough because they will never get the opportunity to do so. So for me, you do obviously need to win the Champions League first, but what a privilege it is to represent a continent as you go and try and play in something of this calibre for your club side. Like, I think it's amazing, yeah.
Steph?
Yeah, I agree. I think once you get that opportunity to get your hands on another trophy and play in a final as prestigious as this, I think as a player, that's all you dream of, is winning trophies, and to potentially win 5 in a single season is going to be absolutely amazing for the club. So, yeah, I'm sure the boys are so excited to kind of do what they normally do and just hopefully bring that trophy back to Manchester.
Why are you looking at me for that?
Because you were short to answer, that's why.
That was my gentle nod, and you?
For me, I see it a little bit different. I just think the way City work and the way they play, it's almost whatever competition they're in at the moment, at that specific time, becomes the most important thing. So right now they're away from the Premier League. they're in, obviously, the Club World Cups, and this is number one at the minute. It takes priority over everything until, obviously, they either win it or they're out of it. So right now, I'd say it's the most important thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much to the question there. If you'd like to send us in a question, the number is on your screen. I've got quite a few to get through. So first of all, Kay Ledger. Question for Nedum.
Uh-oh.
Nedum.
Uh-oh.
Kay Ledger saw you walking down his road the other week, and he wonders if you fancy walking off your Christmas dinner and like to go for a walk with him.
So, a few issues here. I've been in a few places recently, so I don't know which road this is. I've not just been in Manchester, I've been around as such, working. But if he sees me walking down his road, just say hello. Like, don't save the money on the text and just say hello, and then maybe we can walk and talk together for a little bit before I go and carry on about my business, yeah? But
nice.
Who knows? Maybe I'll see him again. It's him, her, Kay?
There's no K. K, it's as in the capital K, not K-A-Y.
Shout out to Kay, wherever you saw me, wherever you are. I'm sure we'll meet again, because I tend to walk the same path over and over. But yeah.
Not a lot of work then.
Pardon?
Not that much
on
work.
my way to work.
I'm working.
On my way to work. But I am retired, we shouldn't forget that. Never forget I'm retired. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the question. So what we've learned here is if you ever see Nedum Onuoha walking anywhere, he's quite open to having a little chat with you. So thank you. Thank you for the question. OK, the next question is come from somebody that's just put hearts, which I like. What do you think the formation is going to be tonight?
I don't think it will change. I think it'll be the same formation. I just feel like the way Pep is, the personnel that he brings in just plays that formation or that system slightly different. So like we was talking earlier about when Rico pushes forward, does Stones step in behind him? So it'll just be more of that, but I still think it'll be what we've always played.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much for your questions. Keep them coming in. I'll get through some more at half-time and at full-time as well. Now, we have a lot of games in December, as you'll be aware. 10 Matchday live shows throughout December. So we have been celebrating with our Christmas crackers. So they're some of our favourite moments from Matchday live shows throughout the year. And to honour the Christmas cracker show and to honour the man sat next to me today,
here we go.
We have Mr. Nedum Onuoha and a particular European, not Champions League, goal. Let's take a look at how many times Nedum has mentioned the goal.
Obviously, I'm pretty biased. I want Copenhagen because I played there before. But outside of that, no, I think it's exciting. This is the business end of the Champions League.
We've got it in early. Why did you want Copenhagen, Nedum? Any ideas?
I scored there. I don't know if anyone knows. Has anyone on this sofa scored against Copenhagen?
Just
this guy.
No,
this guy. Just this guy. Listen, it wasn't a great finish for the goal, so just know it was an important goal for City in Europe, and I scored it.
Oh, he scored against Copenhagen. He's getting giddy now, Wes.
It was one of several, yeah, but that's fine. Yeah.
He squirmed it in against Copenhagen.
If you ain't seen it, you don't know if it's a squirm. You don't know if it's squirming yet. You don't know yet.
How did you celebrate in Copenhagen? What was your celebration?
I hope he walked back with his head down after squirming it in.
It's one of the worst finishes you've ever seen. But when it crossed the line, it went in. The relief, the joy, just the moment being able to celebrate. Amazing.
Feeling that must have rushed through his body. It just must have been absolutely amazing, wasn't it? Feeling.
Is that similar feeling to when you squirmed the ball in against Copenhagen?
Well, I'm the only person to really talk about that, such, scoring in Europe and stuff, being the only one on this panel and whatever. No, it was nothing like it.
Thank you. We really appreciate you. We thank you for scoring in Europe for City.
Yeah, cheers. No,
thank you.
It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. You got 2 months now of thinking about planning your Copenhagen experience.
I think you guys have got 2 months to try and sort of give me the credit I deserve for scoring such an important goal in the club's history, yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
He's already planned it.
Naughty people, but 16 is interesting because that was my first ever number for City. And I think I was wearing that when I scored for City in Europe against Copenhagen. In case you were curious, that was me. I did that. This guy.
And they all count.
This guy.
They all count.
Yes.
And due to the fact that we've not played it yet, we'll show you how badly we are struggling to find the footage of the goal.
This guy scored in the UEFA Cup.
You lot put him
Deal with it.
Where's the makeup artist? He's sweating now.
I'm so excited by this goal. It's such a good goal. I told you. Yeah, well done, guys. You got me. You got me.
And to be fair to you, I mean, that was 16, but I reckon 8 of them were me. So.
That's what I mean. I get goaded into it. I'm trying to just move on. It was a great. Well, it wasn't a great goal, but it was.
It wasn't a great goal.
Listen, you're sweating more than me. I'm laughing. Look at this guy.
I'm just gonna throw to these guys for a quick prediction, not a score prediction, a prediction of how many times we'll talk about the Copenhagen goal before the Copenhagen.
I guarantee I'll do one more than whatever they say.
Okay, we're on 16 already. I'm going to say 40, maybe 45.
I'll go.
Well, the way that went.
Yeah,
that was only in a minute.
I'm going to say like 30.
Easy. Pick up
I'm with you, Nat,
single
40.
one.
Steph's on 40, I'm on 45, so we'll
Are we adding these bits in as well?
Low.
Yeah,
that's right, definitely 40.
That's low. Like my finish in the far corner against Copenhagen. What?
Yes. Right, we are about 10 minutes away now from tonight's 6 p.m. kickoff. Of course, you get full match commentary with Alistair Mann and with Michael Brown on the Manchester City app, as you always do. It is free. If you don't have the app downloaded, do it now. That's where you're going to get your commentary for tonight's game. So less than 10 minutes to go. Less than 10 minutes till the start of the Club World Cup final, Steph. Will City be the first ever English team to lift the 5 trophies come 2 hours' time?
I think so, yeah. I think they're going to have too much quality in the team, and I think even what Tim was saying, I think obviously they're a team that we don't really know that much about, but I think Shaun touched on it before, the team is so adaptable in different moments, so they've got so much experience, not just through the Champions League but in the Premier League as well, and I do think we'll have a little bit too much quality for the team tonight, yeah.
With less than 10 minutes, Shaun, how are you feeling? Are the nerves starting to come up, or are you just confident, just calmly confident?
Just lay back, innit? Just chill.
Always.
Once the game starts,
Shaun all the time.
We'll see. No, I believe we'll win the game. I don't think it will be as easy as maybe suggested by some of the wall, but yeah, I think we will win.
And just to check for the production staff, obviously, at the end of the Champions League final, you swore and dropped your microphone. At the end of this show today, are we expecting another mic drop moment from you?
Well, first of all, I don't have a handheld mic, so that's not possible. And the swearing part, I can't say I'm not going to yet.
Oh, the end of that Champions League show was fun. Nedum, give us your final thoughts ahead of the game.
No, I'm excited. I think I like this feeling of not panicking before a final as such. And obviously some of that's to do with the fact we don't know much about Fluminense overall. Most of us never really seen them play. But it's exciting to see a team playing in the Club World Cup final, which is your team, you know, and they've earned the right to be there. And I think it's going to be a fantastic game. And, you know, listening to what Tim's saying, it's going to be attacking football to a certain extent, end-to-end at times. And that's what you want to see when you tune in to watch football at the highest level.
And just like that, we're going to bring Tim back in.
Oh, it's magic.
Tim Vickery, our Brazilian football expert, still with us. So less than 10 minutes to go now, Tim. What are your kind of final thoughts ahead of the game?
I think it's going to be more wonderful than Copenhagen.
Not possible. Not possible, Tim. Not possible, Tim. Come on.
I remember meeting a bloke once and asked him what team he supported. And he said, God's own football team. And what's that? City. Obviously, City. I think it's going to be... I'm with our friend in France. I think it's going to be 3-1 to City.
Okay. Absolutely love your Mancunian accent there, Tim. If I'd have known you could have done that, we'd have had the old thing in Mancunian. So you think 3-1 is your prediction?
Yeah, because Fluminense haven't been able to defend against this quality before. But I think it's going to be fascinating. I think whatever happens over the next 90, 120, we're going to think at the end that we spent our afternoon or evening wisely. I think it's going to be a good spectacle. I think it's going to be a good advert for what hasn't always been a great tournament, but this game, two teams that want the ball, that will maybe baffle each other a little bit while they work it all out. It's everything. If you like football, you're going to be intrigued by what's going to happen in Saudi Arabia over the next 90 or maybe 120.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you to everybody in the wall. Right, let's do our predictions. So one hand for City, the other... So left hand for City, right hand for Fluminense. What is the score going to be tonight? Give us your fingers. 4-4. Oh, right, Waits has gone 4-3. Waits is expecting a high score. Right, we've got a 3-0. We've got a couple of 3-0s, a 5-1, 5-1, 3-2... 1-0 to... We've definitely got a 0. We can't see your other hand.
Oh, he's swearing.
You're doing well. He's swearing. Oh,
no, he's swearing.
Oh, OK. 3-0. Love it. 3-0. Love it. OK. So, everybody's got a City win.
Well, it is the City wall, so, you know, if there was ever to be a place where that might happen, yeah, I think I'd lean into this being the moment.
Has anyone on the wall ever gone for City to get beat?
Absolutely not. It's a miracle if they say, like, the team keeps a clean sheet. Yeah, it's... good. It's going to be a great game.
Thank you, everybody. Right, you've given us yours. Tim's given us his. We're going to go around to you guys now. Nedum.
If France says 3-1 and Tim Vickery says 3-1, I will say 3-1 as well.
OK, Tim Vickery's #1 fan.
100%, yes.
3-0, City, obviously.
I'm going with Steph, 3-0.
Well, you're wrong, but fair enough.
OK, so everyone's predicting goals. I like the clean sheets aspect as well. Thank you. Thank you so much to everybody on the wall. Thank you for spending this first part of the evening with us. We very, very much appreciate it. One day someone's going to shock us. And just say
and that's when they'll get cut from the wall.
I was just about to say.
They'll get cut from the wall so quick. Oh no, the internet's gone. I'm so sorry. We can't hear you.
It's been very much a pleasure to spend the evening with you all. I am having mild flashbacks to Istanbul, Steph. Really am.
No, the nerves just need to be not as bad as Istanbul.
Yes, I'm going to keep the nerves under control. Yes, we had a very fun I can call it that now because we won it. Champions League final, the three of us together. We went out the night after as well, and we are having our Matchday Live Christmas night out after the show tonight. So we are hoping that we'll be celebrate. We'll raise a glass in a celebration. Do you think?
Yeah.
Of course.
Or we're drowned in our sorrows. One of the two.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Shaun Wright-Phillips, by the way, is on a 7 a.m. train in the morning back to London. So best of luck to you with making that train. Shaun, thank you. Steph, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, as always. I very much appreciate all of your expert analyses.
There we go.
Insight.
It's like the show's over.
I learn. Yeah, it's over for the next 45 minutes. Yeah. So you get yourself now onto the Manchester City app if you aren't currently watching on there. Alistair Mann and Michael Brown will now be giving you full match commentary of the Club World Cup final. Manchester City going for it tonight to be the first ever English team to win the 5 trophies in a calendar year. And I like to just say officially be named the best team in the whole wide world. So we'll be back at half-time and then full-time where hopefully we'll be celebrating City's 5th trophy this calendar year. Right, over to Ali Mann and Michael Brown. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Well, thank you, Natalie. History beckons once again for City's all-conquering class of 2023 as they seek to cap off a quite stunning year